This is the OMFL.
You can't touch this.
And you're in the mix with Kinda Real Name. Here's another OMFL production.
right, what's up, late? Oh, why am I, oh, can you bring it to me? My wife just yelled at me from the room because I forgot to do something. I don't know why my camera's not on right now, friends. Oh, because it froze. My camera froze. How about that? Well, we'll get the camera here in a second. Wow, this is amazing. Everything works right up to the point you press go. And then it's like, nope, we're not working no more. Did that work? Are we back? Nope. We're not back. Why are we not working? Where did the camera go? I don't know the camera went. Oh my gosh. The things that happen. Did that do it? That didn't do it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. If that did the trick, we just hit a full reset. Ah, that did the trick. Okay, sorry, friends. I have no clue why, when, or how that happened. It was weird. Get a little better angle here. Matter of fact, hold on a second. Is that what we want? Ah, get it together over here. Good thing this is the pre-show, right? Yeah, I don't know what happened. The camera just went, no, I quit. I'm not playing no more. All right, we should be good. At least I think we should be good. Kinda, sorta. Anyway, I'll mess with it in just a little bit. Let me take a quick pause, even though we just got here, because I need to take some leave, and I forgot to take it a while ago. So I'm going to take some leave before we get started on a 4-hour show. So I'll be right back. All right, we should be good now. Just got to check everything. What a way to start the night off, right? There we go. Not necessarily the way that we were supposed to do this. This was not necessarily the start that we were looking for here tonight. Let's put a little music on. Why not? We gotta have a little music, right? Let's get a little music going so it's not just so boring. let me know in chat if that's too loud or how that is or what's going on. Welcome, everybody, to OMFL Draft number 96. We're about 20 minutes, maybe a little over 15 minutes, 17 minutes or so before we kick things off tonight. I don't know if any of my buddies are going to be joining me, but I hope that they decide to come hang out with me. Let's do a little recap. Yeah, let's do a little recap. Let's see where we are. Looks like Jose Washington just went to the Patriots. I was looking at him really, really hard. I ended up going with Jalen Page. So hopefully Jose didn't burn me with a sweet dev. I was also looking at Tyler Hunter, but Deandre Moss also was another player that would have been real fun to have, but I do not need a running back. Yeah, so the last couple of picks here, let's just run through them. And then we'll catch everybody up about where we are. Last night was a ton of fun. I don't know if anybody got to, all of you at least, got to come hang out with me last night. But it was a ton of fun. You know, the guys just hung out in here. Wynn was here and Bloop was here. And Tim said he watched it for a bit. It was a ton of fun just to have a bunch of guys in here just talking OMFL shop and talking draft and just hanging out. We're going to try to do those a little bit more often for both PUBG and Madden. I think you're going to see us focus in the next 6 months. Begin to shift and see a lot more news coming out about shooters and PUBG, Madden. I think those are the games we're really going to focus on and then kind of open up as more games become available that interest people. But you're going to see us start to try to put a lot more focus into more than just my live streams. And so that's the plan. That's at least the direction we want to move in. It takes help. It takes bodies. So. And we're about to start a fundraiser because it is time to raise some funds. All right, let's look at it. Quarterback Damian Green went to the 49ers last night. Then the Bills took right end Tyrone Winthrop, which we talked about, right? Comes to a team that I thought had some other needs. I think he could have made a better pick. Not that he's a bad pick. I just thought there could have been a better pick there. Raiders took shutdown quarterback Kai Davis. Right tackle Dalton Lindsay was taken by our guy Ross, who says I talked him into it. I didn't mean to talk him into it. I just think it was the right pick for his team, though. Left end Mac Garland goes over to the Chicago Bears. Middle linebacker Darren Mitchell goes over to the Philadelphia Eagles. Dude's a stud. The Eagles have had probably the 3 or 4 best draft picks this entire Madden, just like on individual basis. Now he needs to put it together in some wins. Left outside linebacker Jerome Rhodes goes over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cornerback Darrell Bullard goes over to the Chicago Bears. Quickly, they've rebuilt that defense with these 2 top picks. He had to bite the bullet, get rid of some really good players, had a bad season, but he's retooled that defense to be fast and be able to make some plays. Quarterback Cameron Morris goes over to the LA Rams. We called this one. We knew this was going to happen. Turned out to be a pretty decent player. I will say, though, Bloop, I think starting today, week 1 of season 96, you have the better guy in Gore. I like Gore better than Morris today. 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks into the season, maybe not, but today you have the better quarterback. Quarterback Sean Harbor goes over to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right end Deshaun Palmer goes over to the Tampa Bay Bucks. I really like that pick for him. He's putting a lot of investment into that front seven. That Tampa Bay Bucks defense, he had to take the season kind of off because he had some disasters at home. He had like a bad flood and whatnot. But man, if he's plugged in this season, that's going to be a dangerous team. Bengals draft defensive tackle Matt Zimmerman. That was the guy that everybody had their eye on. Cornerback Xavier Hazelton goes over to the Cleveland Browns. I don't know anything about these guys. I literally worked until 6 o'clock, ate dinner, took a quick shower, got ready for this. So I haven't seen any of these guys. You'll have to tell me in chat either how good or how bad some of these guys were. Looking at the Jets taking right outside linebacker Elton Spencer with the 14th pick. Cornerback Marcus Porter went to the Minnesota Vikings with the 15th pick. I think he might have been the shark guy that we were talking about. Free safety Dylan Barwin goes over to the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of defensive players. So guys are really starting to invest in what they want for their defense. And that's where the investment tends to be going in this draft. Tight end Lance Jordan goes over to the Washington football team. Wide receiver Miles Lashley goes over to the San Diego Chargers. I still have to pause. It still doesn't just roll off of the tongue there. Fun fact about Miles Lashley, his cousin is actually Bobby Lashley, WWE champion, and so he comes from an athletic line. We'll see if he can bring that kind of fight over to the San Diego, see, there it goes again, to the LA Chargers, who love their wide receivers. I don't get it totally, but he loves to put up tons of points and score a lot of plays. Halfback Jose Martinez goes over to the New York Giants. Wait a second. I'm going to read that one more time. I just want to make sure I understand it. The Giants, New York football team Giants, yeah, draft halfback Jose Martinez with the 19th pick. You guys are going to have to explain that one to me. He just had a Rookie of the Year win Offensive Player and Rookie of the Year, break every record here. Okay, we're going to keep moving. Saints take left end Jalen Page. This was a tough pick. I felt like the really great talent went early. Guys picked that clean, and I feel like I would have reached to stay position heavy, and Page kind of fit a position I was looking to fill. I knew he was probably going to be normal dev, but he was worth it. So I took Jalen Page. Not a great player, but he'll probably get to start as a rushing defensive stand-up defensive end in my 3-4. Broncos take Jeffrey Drayton with the 21st pick, and then 22nd pick, Jose Washington. When it might be the most that's a confusing pick. That's I gotta call my buddy out in chat. That is a priest pick if I've ever seen one in my entire life. Like, why would you take a halfback there? That is completely confusing. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Jose Washington, left in out of Oklahoma, goes over to the New England Patriots, 72 overall. Just a little bit about him. He was a 6'2". Nope, that's not the right guy. That's the guy that went over to the New York Giants. Here we go. This is the guy I'm looking for. 6'4", 299 out of Oklahoma. More of a run stopper. He ran a 4.71 40, so he should have pretty decent speed and acceleration. Did 31 in the bench press. Was ranked on some boards as the 9th best player ever in this draft. Not ever, not just in this draft. That would be some type of record. But the 9th player in this draft, and he goes right here, number, what was that, 22, to the New England Patriots, who needed a quarterback, couldn't get up there to get a quarterback, and so he takes the next best thing for him, and that's a defensive line. So no, it sure is. Did everything freeze? Literally everything froze. Okay, give me a second to unplug that. I did a full reset of literally everything before we started. Now it seems to be working. I did a full reset of everything before we got going here. It should not be frozen. It should not have done any of this, but it did. So we'll figure it out together, friends. Let me see. All right, we should be good now. No, it was definitely not intentional. And now it seems to be like a weird size, which is also not intentional, which is, again, very weird. I don't know what's going on here, guys. It is freaking out on me just because we are going live, right? Like that's when it freaks out. When you go live, it's like, okay, I'm going to start working now. But hopefully we're fixing all these bugs before the real draft goes live in just a little bit. All right, that should be close enough. I don't know what's going on here, friends. I just run the show. Confusing pick by the New York Giants. I don't understand that. You can't play two guys. Yeah, I have no clue. That's a very confusing pick. Let's look at a couple of guys here, though, that are still on kind of my kind of top list here. I'll kind of give my list, and I'll kind of give some of the top picks I've seen from some other boards. Kind of the best player out there is going to be a fullback. There is a fullback that's rated very high in Ray George, who is actually the great-grandson of Guy George. So you can go ahead and look that up. I think that'll be a fun story. But he's ranked as the third best player in this draft. It's never going to happen here in the OMFL. But I didn't think New York Giants would draft two running backs. That's a little confusing. What else do we have here? Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to give you somebody else's board first, and then we're going to come back to my board. All right, here's the board. I got fullback Ray George is the best player. Maxwell Bass, a tight end out of Stanford, is my another board's second best rated player, seventh best rated player overall. Will Boone, who I thought went, but I guess he didn't. Will Boone, Oklahoma State wide receiver, is the 12th best. He's the fourth left on the board. Luke Middleton, a middle linebacker out of William and Mary, is the fifth best out there, 14th overall. That's kind of the top 5 on other people's boards. I'll kind of give you mine real quick. Go ahead and get this thing the way I want it. I got Will Boone as my best rated player. I mean, this kid ran a 4.42 40 out of Oklahoma State. 6 foot 186. He's my best rated player, 10th rated player overall. Brian Jeffers out of LSU is my second best player, another wide receiver, so 2 back-to-back wide receivers, and then back-to-back defensive tackles with Connor Penn and Courtney Monk, and then Deandre Moss, a halfback out of Virginia Tech, is my 5th best rated receiver. So a bunch of receivers that are rated high here in the board, and we'll see. This has been a very defensive heavy draft, as we're 5 minutes away from going ahead and hitting the live button. Chat, you're gonna have to help me out. You're gonna have to tell me who to skip, because I can't be running Discord and draft sheets, and then it's too much. But we got the Seahawks, the Dallas Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers, and then Texans back-to-back before going to the Arizona Cardinals and Carolina Panthers. And that will be putting us, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Yeah, about 3 picks from the end of the draft. So we're what is that, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10? Yeah, about 10 picks away. Oh, duh, just look at the number, Nate. Come on, get with it. Anyway, my neighbors are being nosy. Seattle Seahawks. Let's look at their team before we get going here, and the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see if we can look at both of their teams really quick. Pepper came out of, in my opinion, nowhere last year to really make, I think, his second push into the playoffs. But Pepper proved me wrong, man. He beat probably his toughest opponent, himself, and played really amazing football. Look, he's got Tommy Green over there out of Clemson. He's got still Russell Wilson. I know he's been trying to get rid of... Let's try that again. He's been trying to get rid of Russell Wilson for quite some time. I don't think Tommy Green is going to be ready to play for him when you have Russell sitting there. Also making a whole lot of money. Carson's going to be just fine at running back. No fullback. That doesn't surprise me. These are really good, really, really good wide receivers still. Tight end, he's fine. I mean, this guy's not super fast, so maybe you could go tight end here. There is some good tight ends out there. Left tackle, totally fine. Guard, totally fine. Center, you're fine. 2 years experience. You could use some help at right guard. I just don't think that this is the place to go right guard. Right tackle could also use some help. Again, I think it's a little early to start going offensive linemen. I think those guys are going to wait until the second round. You could take a left end here. Right end, you're totally fine. Defensive tackle, you're totally fine. Linebacker, you're set there. You did lose, your heavy hitter here, but this guy can play. 87 speed, 88 acceleration, 74 strength, 93 tackle. He'll be totally fine. Manny Red, he could use some help, but he's got some decent raw abilities, especially with that 75 block shed. Cornerback, you're completely set. Free safety, you're fine. Strong safety, of course, that you're fine. So I really see offensive line for this team. You could go tight end, or maybe you go on the defensive side, especially with a lot of teams investing into the defense. I think you mean go through yours. We can look at yours. Let's look at Dallas Cowboys real quick. Of course, he had a down year last year, but then ended up making a run late. This dude was like 64 overall, 65 overall, something crazy like that. He's built him up to almost an 80 overall quarterback that has set 85 speed. Kudos to you, D-Wayne. Of course, he's set at running back. He's set at receiver. Only 299 overall receivers. That's all. Tight end, he's completely fine. And Noah Fant that he got from Denver. Tackle, guard, he's totally fine in the offensive line. It's crazy that he picked up Trent Brown after the Raiders couldn't re-sign him. Left end, completely fine. Totally good on the right end. Totally good at defensive tackle. This could use a little bit of help, even though you've got a lot of raw materials there at left outside linebacker. You're good at middle linebacker. You're good at right outside linebacker. You're good at cornerback. Lots of speed, lots of athleticism. You're good at safety. So what don't you need on this team? Maybe a quarterback, but there's not going to be one here. You've built that guy up. Left end? No, right end? Yeah, but you just got that guy for a couple years. So you could go end. You could go left outside linebacker. That's probably the best place to go. Or you just take best player available. And you just kind of take whatever is there. All right, 8 o'clock. Let's get the draft going. Oh, there we go. Daryl Hayden, tight end from Clemson, going over to the Seattle Seahawks. I'm trying to see if I can find him. My old eyes. See, this is when it becomes hard, when it starts. Here we go, Daryl Hayden. I had him ranked low as my 80th overall player, 6'5", 239 out of Clemson, a vertical threat, ran a 4.58. Let's look at Bass, tight end. That was shocking. You didn't really need a tight end, but if you have him ranked as your best player, 7th best player in the entire draft, Maxwell Bass, 6'6", 261 out of Stanford. More of a possession guy, but he did ran a 4.69 40 and had a great Senior Bowl. So Maxwell Bass adding another weapon to that offense over in Dallas. Sorry, Priest, we didn't get to break down your team. Yeah, I don't know that Dallas is going to have the firepower with that quarterback. I don't know that you're going to beat the Giants of the world, the Lions of the world, the Cardinals when he's really plugged in and able to play his playoff games. I don't know that you're beating those teams with that quarterback. I think you're going to hit a ceiling fairly quick. So again, guys, you guys are watching OMFL Draft. There's my number one best player. Good pick there for the Green Bay Packers, even though they're loaded at wide receiver. 4.42, 40-17 in the bench press. Will Boone out of Oklahoma, a transfer that actually came from North Carolina State, transfers over to Oklahoma State. and becomes one of the top players here in this year's draft. Good pick for them. They, too, have built up a quarterback. Surprised they didn't go running back. He loves his running backs as well. But good pick for the Green Bay Packers. Little loaded at receiver. Little concerned that there weren't some defensive needs. I guess we can look at his team since Texas has back-to-back picks here. Should have went the other way. Duh. Will Kerr, I don't love him. You've built him up. You've invested into him, so you're kind of stuck with him. I know he's got a big arm. You've played well with him. A lot of picks, though. 78 overall. You're going to hit a ceiling with him sooner or later. Gurley and Jones can still get it done there on the running back portion. I guess you lost some receivers. Oh, so that I didn't realize. I don't know if you traded away your import and your draft picks. I know that you've had some good. So that receiver is actually going to be a good pick because you definitely have an opening spot there. Benjamin Young is a stud. Great left tackle. Great left guard. Center could use some help. Right guard might use some help. You know, those are two weakish areas. J.J. Watt's still getting it done. Rashawn Gary's not too bad, especially when you're using him. Anybody, you just throw a player out there and you can get back. I like Kemp a lot. Really great pick there. You're got some raw material here at middle linebacker. I worry, though, that you could just get ran up on the gut on these guys. Like, there's not a lot of block shed. There's not a lot of strength. I would be scared to go into it with those linebackers. You're set at cornerback. You could have used a third cornerback. I may have thought cornerback here. I think you've got the stud receiver. I may have went defensive back here. Safety, you definitely are hurting at safety. I would have went cornerback or free safety or strong safety. I missed those last two picks. I don't know if anybody can get me the one before Connor. Connor Piran? I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Let's go look at Joe Hayward. Ooh, what's it doing there? Joe Hayward, tight end out of Vanderbilt, a possession guy, but ran a 4.64 40. A lot of tight ends going off the board here, and D-Money just adding to what is already a pretty loaded offense over there. They have a really, really good team. What's up, Dakota? Good to see you guys. Thanks for hanging out. You're watching OMFL Bowl number 96 here in the OMFL. I'm running solo. Hopefully, I won't be running solo all night. Hopefully, somebody will come and join me here pretty soon. But right now, I am running solo-rific. I don't know if the Panthers are around. You guys are going to have to tell me. Pirine, okay. That's how I thought, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm Cajun. The mouth and the brain don't want to work really well together. See, I can't even talk, right? Roger, tell me your picks. I missed the one pick. Joe Hayward, though, I think he's going to be a really good player for D-Money. He's got the scrambling quarterback. He's got a lot of defensive weapons. It's going to be a really tough team. Terrell James. Terrell James out of Miami, 22 years old, a deep threat guy, ran a 4.5 40, though. I would have stayed away from him. He had a bad Senior Bowl. Some had him ranked as their 44th best player. I had him at 28, so I guess maybe not a terrible reach of a pick there, but the speed would have scared me. Why can't I find Mr. Terrell here? I actually can't find this wide receiver at all. He must have missed my thing here that I had going. Carolina Panthers loaded at quarterback, running back. They already have a lot of good receivers there, and so he's loading up that offense, which is a little maybe anti what he's looking for. Ooh, 89 speed. That one's going to hurt a little bit. I would think that Maniac would have went defense. I know he's rebuilt that defense over the last couple of years, but I don't know exactly where that team stands. I know he is a hell of a hand, and gives me hell of a bad time anytime we play each other. So you're watching OMFL Bowl. Yeah, it is good to see him back if he is back. You're watching OMFL Bowl number 96. Thanks for tuning in. I am the commish, Nate Lejeune. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Hopefully some of my other buddies like Brady or Penguins or probably not Rob. Even though I would like to have Rob here. I just don't think Rob has any interest in being here. So come hang out with me. It'll be fun. We'll take some interviews a little bit later in the show. We're coming to the end of round one here. Let's see who the Ravens take. Another team that was hot out of the box, and then his life dramatically changed. He actually moved to the state to take a job, and pretty dramatically changed his life. Brandon Hawkins out of Lafayette, 5'11", 220, a run support guy. Actually, your Heisman Trophy winner, which is a fun fact. I mean, this kid surged late in the season, made some dramatic plays to get his team in a conference championship, get into a great bowl game. They were one of the top 10 teams in the year this past year. And it was mainly Brandon Hawkins' playmaking ability, both at punt returner and also at safety. I think he had 3 or 4 interceptions in the last 2 games of the season to help put his team over the top. He skipped the Senior Bowl, goes straight to bring up a pretty decent combine, and it pays off. It makes him a first-round pick here at number 30 in the first round. So we got 31 here with the Lions, 32 with the Chiefs, and then we're moving into the second round. I'm surprised that we actually didn't get into the second round. It's Lejeune. What you typed sounds the same in my head, so I don't know. I don't know. My wife says, how does my wife say it? Lejeune. Which is also, I guess, a proper pronunciation in some areas of the South, Lejeune. But I say there's no R in it, so it's Lejeune. So not June, but I don't know what the first one that you put, Lejeune. So anyway, where's our buddy Trey at? Is he not around? Boy, a lot of clocks going all the way down. It's going to be a long night if we don't start skipping some of this. I like this one. Quentin Goodrich, 71 overall, 5'9". Don't love the height. Out of SAU, a deep threat guy. Ran a 4.44 40. Did 11 in the bench press. Some boards had him at 61. I had him as my 19th best player. So a good, solid draft pick here for the Lions. So you got Penguins and his what's been a dynasty in the Chiefs this Madden. I think he's been in every bowl game but one, and he's won 2 of them. And so winning 2 out of 3 is not too bad. The only one that he lost was to the Giants 2 seasons ago, and that was in a very good game. We did have an FPR break in that game. That didn't sit too well, Mr. Penguins, but overall, it was a really good year. Is that Mutilers? What is a mutiler? I don't know what that is, Dakota. You'll have to explain. Is that like a horse? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I gotta be honest. Tim, we got a bedtime coming up. That's because you got to get up super early in the morning, huh? You know what I forgot to set, friends? I forgot to set this on ultra fast latency, and yeah, I've got 2 picks in the second. and then all the rest of my picks. So, Mule Riders. That was supposed to be 2 words. Okay, there we go. It makes much more sense when it's 2 words. This is why I should never be left alone. Friends, I am begging y'all to find out who's online and who's not, because watching these clocks run all the way down is driving me insane. 68 overall, Luke Macbeth out of South Carolina. Actually, his hometown of South Carolina, his father and his great-grandfather both played for South Carolina. It was something he always wanted to do. 68 overall, not a bad pick here. More of like a finesse, agile type guy, but he did do 34 in the bench press. And Luke is going to a championship team right here with the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, the mascot, it's 1 word. Well, that shows you how much I know. A halfback, Jefferson. What we got on Mr. Jefferson? Tavares Jefferson, 5'8" out of TCU, an elusive type running back. Some had him 67 overall. I had him as one of my best left players. 30th overall, had a below average pro day though that tended to hurt him a little bit. It looks like the Miami Dolphins are keeping this offensive line thing going. Cam Dawson here, a 6'3", 312 out of Stanford. Cam Dawson actually wanted to get an offer to Alabama, had one on the table, got injured his junior year, had the offer pulled for him, had to settle for his mom and dad's college, which was Stanford. It works out for him. Some had him at his 80th best overall player. I had him at 59. Quality pick here at 70 overall. Ross, you're going to have to tell us how good or bad he is. Oh my goodness, coffee would be good. I wish I had time to go get coffee. That would be amazing. Rocking the OMFL jersey tonight. I hope you guys like the representing that I'm doing for you. So the Raiders here, pick number 3 in the second round. Then we're back to the Dolphins with another pick. And then Titans, Eagles, Steelers, Ravens, and Rams. It's interesting to see how the top half of this second round has gotten mixed up. And I think it's because people know it's you're getting late. This is going to be the last full season we play. These are probably not going to be imports. Let's get rid of those second round picks. Let's get other assets to help us. Like, this is the year you go win now. Ross, tell me a little bit about him. 15 seconds left to go here for the Raiders. And if Bill, because I know you have no problem being a jerk, please, in all caps, tell the chat that Nate said, I'm about to lose my mind watching these clocks run down, and I need to know who's online, because this is crazy. This is going to be a freaking long night if we don't figure this out. Parker Watkins going over to the Oakland Raiders. Westbrook. Defensive tackle Cameron Westbrook out of Florida State, a run stopper, staying in his home state. That's going to be good for him. He actually grew up a Dolphins fan. Some boards had him ranked as the 29th best player. I had him a little lower than that at 45. I don't have all of these wide receivers, so I'm going to be missing some of these guys. 71 overall. What's an overall? I don't know. Why does my mouth do that? I don't get it. Terrell Neal, 71 overall wide receiver out of Pittsburgh. Going over to the Tennessee Titans, who've been right there every single season, but have not been able to get over the hump. This is the year that they do it. Deandre Moss, I love this pick for the Eagles. I think this player is going to be a stud. He had all A's across the board. He ran a 4.55 40, a power back out of Virginia Tech. Actually, the third cousin, if you can follow that line of work, of Randy Moss, the Hall of Famer. Some boards had him ranked as 49th overall. I had him as my 18th best player, and he was one of my top 5 best players left in the top 5 of this draft. Thank you, Bill. I'm never going to remember that priest. So if anyone else can remember that. Even though I'm kind of scared when they're not logged in. Because sometimes people can be offline. If anyone can confirm in chat that those people will not be drafting and then remind me as they come up, I will definitely skip. I'm always nervous to skip though. So Pittsburgh Steelers have invested a lot. I feel like they really turned the corner these last 2 seasons. And I expect that upwards motion to continue here for them as they really have had to rebuild that roster from scratch. You're watching OMFL draft season number 96. It's just me alone. No one likes me. Everyone has left me. I'm by myself tonight, but I will be inviting anyone who has a mic and wants to come join the game chat to come join the game chat, and I will chat with you. Not game chat, PlayStation message chat, whatever it's called. Connor Penn, defensive tackle. He's actually my second best player overall. Some boards had him ranked as 34th overall. Funny thing is he was named after never mind. I'm not even going to go there. I was trying to make a joke, but I'm not going to do it. Oregon, 3'10", 6'4", 22. I think that this is going to be a powerful guy. Did 35 in the bench press for his size. 3'10", ran a 5'110" 40. I think he's got a lot of potential there for Pittsburgh. Baltimore Ravens, Rams, Lions, and then Bucks, Bengals, Packers, and Browns. Mr. Bloop, it's good to see you. I'm glad that you're alive and fighting COVID. I'm not glad that you're fighting COVID. I just hope that, I'm telling you, Tim, the Eagles have it figured out. I'm just glad that you're here and that you're with us. So the Ravens, I have a feeling, are not around. And I really want to skip him, but somebody said he was online, but his clock has ran out twice. And watching the clock run out again sounds like it will break my heart. My top 5 right now: wide receiver Brian Jeffers, defensive tackle Courtney Monk, left end Jalen Page. Actually, I think maybe Jalen got drafted and I missed that one. Right outside linebacker Tyler Hunter, and then halfback Matthew Lucas. Those are my top left players so far in this draft. And the Ravens are doing it to me again, darn it. So sounds like so far the Eagles are the ones running around with the secret sauce this draft. Ronnie Brinkley, out of Penn State, 199, 23 years old, run support kid, but ran a 4.8 40, 22 in the bench press. Some had him as the 54th. I had him a little bit higher than that at 48. He's going over the Baltimore Ravens as a 69 overall player. Fun fact, he is actually, his favorite player was Mark Ingram, who played at Baltimore for several seasons. And so maybe the purple and what's their other color? What would you call it? Because it's not a gold. What would you call that? Oh, hey, Mackie. Good pick there. I like that pick for you. Matthew Lucas, a halfback, going over to the Rams. 227, 6'1", out of Maine, elusive back, but he did run a 4.5 140, so not the fastest guy. Did 25 in the bench press. He impressed scouts on paper. He was one of those players that put out really good film and plays much faster than what the measuring tape, the stopwatch, whatever you want to say, is going to actually time him. 70 overall player. Not a bad pick here in the second round. This is what you're going to see, right? You're going to see a couple of guys hit it out of the park with 73, 74 overall players, but most of them are going to be in this like 67 to 71 range for probably the rest of this draft. Good to see you, Mackie. I hope all is well, man. We sure miss you around here. The nipple. Is it gold? Yes, I wouldn't consider that a gold color. It's more like a tannish brown color. I don't know. It's a weird bloop. I don't know if you missed it, but I think you got the better quarterback. Like, the best quarterback in this draft went to the Rams. You could pick up a quarterback maybe here in the second or third rounds. Well, you can't pick up the second because I have your second. Gore today is the better quarterback than the guy the Rams got. 10 games into the season, maybe not the same thing, but you got the bigger arm, you got the better accuracy. You still have some mobility there if you need it. I think you got the best guy. I'm starting to think that Trey's not around for this draft, or at least not around right now. All right, chat, I want to hear from you. Favorite draft night snack? What are we snacking on? What do we like? Are we nuts people? Are we peanut butter? Is there some kind of sweet that we like? Courtney Monk, defensive tackle out of Miami, 6'5", 320. That is a big boy. Ran a 5.15 40, did 39 in the bench press. Some had him as their 36th best player. I actually had him as my 17th. I love that pick for an already very good Detroit team. Fun fact about Courtney is he actually played soccer as a big guy. He was a goalie, soccer in high school, and even a little, he dabbled in some co-ed ultimate frisbee in college, and maybe that's where he gets all of his great agility from, playing in some of these other sports. I think Courtney is going to be a tremendous player. Cheez-Its and Cheetos. Cheetos I can get with. Cheez-Its I'm not a big fan. Now, Reese's Pieces, Roger, they make a Reese's Pieces Easter egg. I don't know what that is. Easter egg that my wife buys bags full before Easter, and I put on like 50 pounds because of those. Big Hurt is not. I'm really scared to skip him. I hear you that he's not in. Can you be offline on PSN but still be in the CFM? I don't know. No, you're right about that, Bloop. Hurt, if you can... Hurt, listen to me. Bill, if you can confirm that Hurt's not around, I'll skip him from now on until we hear that he is around. I get so nervous about this, y'all. It's the last thing I want to do is skip somebody's pick and freaking have somebody breathing down my neck. You know what I've been getting into lately? I do not. Dalton Robertson, halfback, 5'10", out of San Diego State, where Marshall Faulk went. Ran a 4.45 40, 15 in the bench press. Some had him ranked as their 114th best player. I had him ranked as my 86th. A bit of a reach here in the second round. I got into banana chips because I just have those around as a snack. But you put just put Hurt on auto? Is that confirmed, Rob? Anyway, yeah, I'm nervous about skipping people unless it's confirmed. Anyway, banana chips with peanut butter. I know that may sound a little weird, but it works. It's like the umami effect. It's crunchy. A little peanut butter fills you up quickly. It's been my kind of go-to stack the last few days here. Rob, if you guys are feeling comfortable, I'll skip him. I know he hasn't been around a lot, so not that I have a problem skipping. I just get nervous when it's not confirmed that we can skip. So the pink logo that you see at the top, that is going to be our colors for season 96. We're going with the pink. And there's my guy from LSU, Brian Jeffers. Let me tell you a little bit about Brian. He was my best ranked player meeting back up with his buddy Joe Burrow. Some had him ranked as the 31st. I had him ranked as my 15th. He was my best overall player that was left. He did run a 4.5 140, but blue chip potential, small, but you put him in the slot, he's probably going to have really good route running, and I think he's going to be just fine. And now I figured out why Jalen Page is on here. It's because I drafted him. Duh. Fun fact about Brian Jeffers is he's from the Bayou Lafourche. He was a superstar player here in the state of Louisiana. Goes over to LSU and is carved himself out a nice little opportunity here. 71 overall, going over Cincinnati Bengals. Tyler Hunter, I almost took this guy. Good pick for you. Some had him ranked as 130. I had him ranked as my 22nd best player, my best player left. Ran a 4.65 40 out of Purdue, 6'4", 248. Tell us a little bit about him in the chat. Tommy Williams, 6'3", 300 out of Florida, a power rusher. So he's really going to get after the quarterback. Did 34 in the bench press. Some had him ranked as 153. I had him ranked as my 40th best player. So far, you're seeing a lot of defensive players go off the board. Again, like all drafts here in the OMFL, my top 34 players, all gone. So the top portion of my draft board is all gone, pick clean. We're now in the second half, or what we would consider round 2 of my draft board. And that's what, it's hard to squeak anybody by here. It's hard to see anybody that can get through. Nice. I like him. I like him a lot. I almost took him, Priest. So good pick by you. Eric Hernandez, UFC, 5'11", 194, blue chip. We'll get it figured out before this night's over with. Just stay with me. Blue chip potential. Ran a 4.37 40 going to the Minnesota Vikings, who already had a tight end and a running back put up crazy numbers. And now he adds a wide receiver to the mix after losing Jordan Jefferson from that team, traded away last year. And he's adding another massive weapon. I love that pick for Eric Hernandez, who goes to UFC and just breaks all kinds of school records, both punt return, kick return, and at wide receiver. The Falcons, was he one of those teams that we thought were not around? I'm trying to scroll up and look, but this is not easy. No, I can't see. Kobe is not in the CFM. Okay, we're going to take a chance here. All right, Deontay Odin, another wide receiver, my best player left on the board, 22 overall on some boards. I had him as 35, 21 years old, 224, a big old kid, can catch everything thrown his way, great hands, ran a 4.5 740, and that's going to be big for him. I know he doesn't have the speed to replace Julio, but he does bring that big frame, that big catching ability, the nice route running ability. Deontay Odin's going to be a nice piece that the Falcons are going to be able to plug in over there. Cool. Just help me try to remember that. I guess you draft the 9th running back on your team and you're done for the night. Dennis James out of Liberty, which I didn't even know was still a school. Some had him ranked as their 37th. I had him at 38, so right around the same. 22 years old, 6'2", 226. Another big physical threat, but ran a better 40 than Odin. Ran a 4.48 40, did 16 on the bench press, and just stayed home to go to Liberty just because it was near mom and dad, it was near family, and that was what was most important to him. He goes there and breaks a couple of school records and now becomes a high second-round pick here for the Washington football team, who I would love to see get plugged back in, but we'll see if that actually happens. Archer. right in out of Clemson, a power rusher, did 4.75 in the 40, did 28 in the bench press. Another nice pick here for Green Bay, who's going back to back. So I'm actually going to pause real quick. Okay, that works, Rob. I'm going to pause real quick, put this on Be Right Back, just so that I can make my picks real quick. All right. Thank you for allowing me to go do my picks real quick. I was very confused by what was going on there. Ray George, the Seattle Seahawks. I almost took him. I wanted to take him so bad, but I talked myself out of taking a fullback that I'm probably going to get away from using anyway. So I like that pick there for the Seattle Seahawks. Number 3 ranked player overall. I had him at 42. Ray George out of North Carolina State going over to the Seattle Seahawks as they continue to add to that offensive powerhouse. Anybody that can be placed on auto, I guess our guy Robert can handle for us. Oscar Evans, left in out of Georgia, speed rusher, a powerhouse who ran a 4.66 40. That's faster than, 75% of the wide receivers in this draft. Did 28 in the bench press. That kid is a freak. Good pick there for the Dallas Cowboys. He's probably going to get immediate starting time, have 14 sacks this season, and be pushing for all kinds of awards. Thanks, Rob. Yeah, I with you win. Draft shows are my favorite thing. They're a whole lot more fun whenever you got people to do it with. But we're going to make fun with it anyway because you guys are in chat and we're going to have some fun with it. Sean Hayward, 5'9" out of Alabama, man-to-man cornerback. Something Nick Saban usually doesn't have is a 5'9" cornerback, but this kid actually moved over from wide receiver after that's originally how he got to Alabama. Things didn't quite work out there. He gets moved to cornerback and finds himself to be a late second-round pick here. Miami probably scratching their head about why they couldn't pull the trigger and make that one happen for their team. Yeah, we're going to do one other draft for this, but just for imports. So we'll see. Let's see. I don't know. OMFL guys are most of the time, pretty plugged in for most of the draft. It's I know I enjoy drafting all of them. I remember the days where we used to just do 3 or 4 rounds and then sim the rest, but we haven't done that in quite some time. Nicholas Carroll, 221, 6'2", out of Michigan State, a deep threat kid, ran a 4.66 40. He's going over to Bill and those Indianapolis Colts. Some boards had him ranked as their 21st best player. I had him at 67 here, but I like that pick at 68 overall here in the second round for Bill, who has had a little bit of a quarterback roundtable rotation going on with his quarterbacks over there. But I'm assuming, Bill, that you're settled now at quarterback. Just your third round, Mackie Bloop. You're more than welcome, buddy, but I also know you're sick, so don't worry about it if you don't want to. Denbrew, not for a 3-4, it ain't. Maybe for a 4-3. I'm not sticking no 260-pound defensive tackle. I'm really interested to see how this year goes with the no abilities. I always enjoy the no abilities season. Daniel Winston, right outside linebacker out of Fresno State, ran a 4.7 40. He's more of a run stopper, 244, 22 years old, 6 foot. Some had him as their 113th best player. I had him at 62. Not a bad pick here for Roger, who has got to be one of the owners I've been most excited about adding to this league. Of course, Roger runs the NBC. I drew a blank there for a second, but he runs the NBC, which is the league that Pooty originally started, which is how they got here. And I'm a big Roger fan, and I'm glad that he's here with us. Even though I do get nervous adding a bunch of commissioners to the league, because you could get a swoop of guys quitting, and that would suck. But Roger's such a good dude. If you could add him to your league, you do it. 6'1", 230 out of Notre Dame, a power back, but ran a 4.5 40. Did 26 in the bench press. I was looking at the wrong halfback. So Clyde Hill going over to the Houston Texans, who had a weird offseason. Oh, Roger. I told you I was going to share you the spreadsheet. You should have reminded me. Rob, if you could help me out, you may not be able to because you're at work. If you could help me out, I did tell Roger I would share with him the spreadsheet because the poor guy had no scouting done. You should have reminded me, Roger. I totally forgot, buddy. Oh, my bad, Denver. See, I can't pick up on sarcasm when I'm reading just a regular message. My bad. So Clyde Hill was a hidden dev. Good for you, Roger. Carolina Panthers up, pick number 29. We got to round 2 fairly quick. Hopefully we'll pick up some steam here. Even though Maniac is milking that cow as long as he can. Is Maniac even around? God darn it. Find out if Maniac's around. Maniac winning the NFC South last year. We'll see, though, if the Falcons are going to bounce back or the Bucs going to bounce back. And what can my Saints do? Which I wouldn't put a whole lot of hope in. Eric Teague left in out of Auburn. Power rusher goes over to the Carolina Panthers. The Lions picking up Phillip Callaway, 32nd ranked player on some boards. I had him at 91. Phillip is a middle linebacker out of Miami. He can run. He can tackle. He can kind of do it all. He's a tackling machine. Put up all kinds of records on the defensive side of the ball. Like, compared to Jonathan Vilma in a lot of ways, playing in Miami, just by look and feel and the type of player that he was. Now he's going over to the Detroit Lions, who already have middle linebacker of the century, strong safety of the century that he got out of these drafts that have been like the cornerstone of what has created that team. And now he's just added more weapons to that defense. Well, good for you. Good job, Priest. Yeah, Roger, I just forgot, to be totally honest. All right, D-Money is up here with the Arizona Cardinals, and then we're going to be off into the third round. We got the 49ers, the Bills, the Raiders, the Dolphins, the Bears, and the Eagles, which is, I think might be the original draft order, which is something you don't see a lot of. So far, it sounds like the Detroit Lions have had a great draft. The Eagles have had a really good draft. I think the Dolphins have had a smart draft. He just picked really smart for his team. I like what the Chicago Bears have done. Mr. Joe Yarbrough, I looked at him, a blue chipper, 121 on some boards. I had him at 65. The 4.51 40 scared me away from him. Can tackle pretty good, really smart player, 6'3", 183 out of UCF. Went there again because it was his favorite school kind of growing up, and he wanted to be a part of kind of that winning tradition there. And so a smart player who physically was gifted and gets to go over here to the Arizona Cardinals, who I think is going to win an OMFL Bowl finally, just to stop this time off that he's had. It just feels like every time he takes a trip, it's like right during the playoffs. I think maybe he was just tired of all the heat from winning all those OMFL Bowls. Sean Patterson, a right tackle out of Oklahoma State, goes to the 49ers. I missed the Bills. I don't know if anybody picked up on the Bills. That went really, really fast. Now we got a bunch of picks going over fast. So I missed the Dolphins. They're just going way, way, way too fast. Cam Richard, a strong safety out of Fresno State, a zone guy who ran a 4.56 40. Both my board and another board had him ranked in the high 80s. So not a bad pick here early in the third round. I don't have Johnny Adams, but a 70 overall player in the third round. The Eagles continue to hit home runs with their guy. Who the hell is Little Peep, and why are they inviting me to play Call of Duty? I don't know who that is. Nick Barnett, 6'3", 208 out of Texas A&M, is a transfer actually from McNeese State, from my hometown. He goes over to Texas A&M. He's a run support guy, but did run a 4.56 40 and did 17 in the bench press. I had him as my 51st best player. Some boards had him as their 71st best player. I know I can skip this one because he said, I think I confirm. I'm pretty sure he said skip. So now we're starting to see those offensive linemen come off the board, which is not surprising. This is where I expected a lot of them to go. Mick Woody, what a name. 87th best player. I had him as my 60th best player. 5'8", 198 out of Kansas, a deep threat guy who ran a 4.41 40 and did a whole solid 8 in the bench press. So clearly the combine, outside of running really fast, was not his favorite thing to do. Fun fact, his sister actually ran track at Kansas. His mom was a gymnast at Kansas, so he's got some athletic background there, but he's a small stature guy. He's probably going to make his money running those short routes and being a return guy for this team. Brandon Pruitt. Let's see if we can find Mr. Brandon, take him off of our boards. Brandon Pruitt, we'll spit it out. Brandon Pruitt, 207, 5'10", out of Mississippi State, an elusive back who ran a 4.46 40. And that's just what Miami needs, is another really, really good back. Thanks, Win. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Have a good night. Give us a like as you leave. Maybe subscribe if you haven't subscribed. But we need those likes. All of you, help me out. Go give us a like. Jojo Berry finally comes off the board. Jojo worried me. Some had him ranked as 203. I had him ranked as 102. But look, you're in the third round. You might as well take a flyer. He did run a 4.56 40. He's more of a man-to-man. I think could be a guy that you transition to safety, but probably a free safety, if anything, because he's 5'10", 184. So not going to be a real big thumper. Maybe a nickelback, maybe a dime back, maybe a safety, and that maybe a linebacker, like in those coverages, he could come in and play a linebacker. Oh yeah, Tampa Bay can be skipped, I think is what you guys said. I think, pretty sure. Jelani Cole out of Rutgers, 195, 23 years old, 6'3", a man-to-man guy who ran a 4.64 40. I love it. Keep on picking those slow cornerbacks that you will cut. Anybody for the Falcons, the Panthers, the Bucks. You guys keep making those picks. Do me some favors. Let me know if we get any other teams that we can be skipping. I seen Ches Yancey, I was looking at him, 146 on some boards. I had him at 95, 5'11", 225 out of Georgia, a run stopper who ran a 4.63 40, 23 in the bench press. Thad Gibson, 6'4", 315 out of Miami, a power offensive lineman. He did 34 in the bench press. Fun fact, he is actually the great-grandson of Mel Gibson, the famous actor. And so he does come from a family of knowing what it's like to be in front of the camera. Hopefully Thad is not in front of the camera, because anytime an offensive lineman is in front of the camera, that's not a good thing. Ross, I've never heard that, but that doesn't mean it's not true. Even though I think your theory was proven by you that it wasn't true. So maybe you answered your own question. So you're watching OMFL draft number 96. Thank you for hanging out with me. Give me a like, give me subscribe, leave some comments, because the YouTube arithmogram, whatever it's called, it kicks in and it starts to look at our videos and suggest them. And as we continue to put out more content, that's going to be so important, so we could appreciate the help and appreciate the support. We love you guys. Jamar Andrews, 6'2", free safety out of Iowa, goes to the New York Jets here. More of a guy that can pursuit, play really good zone, has a pretty good thump, and ran a 4.5, 4.40. 11 in the bench press, not super duper strong, but a guy that's going to bring the heat on some plays. 67 overall, not a bad pick here in the third round. Nice with the hidden dev. Atlanta Falcons can be skipped. One Cleveland going to Minnesota. Enrique. Defensive tackle out of USC. 6'4", 307. So he's a big boy. Some had him ranked at 156. I had him at 87. Good player there going to the Atlanta Falcons. Did 33 in the bench press. He'll be a nice backup. At 68 overall, you could even build him up and he may get some playing time. We're starting to enter that no man's zone. Where people are not chatting as much. People are, maybe it's dinner time. Maybe that's it. Not chatting as much. Nobody's with me. It just kind of is what it is. And it looks like my internet does what it does. For no reason. Just for like randomness. Oh well, it is what it is. Our boy Rob is on, but he might be busy with work. But we're going to let this one click all the way down. There we go. Dylan Gilmore, another Alabama wide receiver going to the Washington football team. And I know that hurts Ross's heart every time he sees those players go. 6'1", 198, more of a deep threat guy. He did run a 4.5, 340, so hopefully there's some good route running there. 69 overall, though. I like the overall. And it's just going to add more weapons there. Amani Everett out of Texas Tech, a power rusher, did 30 in the bench press. Only ran a 4.9, 140 though. But Amani's a big boy. I think 3'11", so he could even be moved inside to defensive tackle at 6'5". All right, we're gonna pause it up here now so that I can go and make my my pick real quick. All right, boys, I went ahead and took my fullback. Might as well take a flyer. I needed to see if I could grab somebody. We'll see. We'll see how that player works out. But Brendan Stoudemire, halfback out of Mississippi State, actually a transfer after his freshman year from Mississippi Valley State. He goes and plays for his home state team that he always wanted to play for. Ran a 4.5 4.40. And he goes over to the Denver Broncos. I actually thought about grabbing halfback Ronald Wilson out of Notre Dame, who did 30 in the bench press, and then move him to fullback. But I ended up not doing that because I don't know if he would be a good blocker. It looks like we got our boy Brady with us. Brady, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Man, dude, I'm good. A little delayed, but I'm all right, man. How things going so far in the draft? Who you see winning so far?
Before we get into that, you got to tell me about the daughter. Is she okay?
Oh yeah. Everybody's good, man. She's just got some horrible ankles.
Yeah.
She got some Steph Curry ankles.
Well, I've got those ankles too, but that's just because I've been broken down for so many years of my life. Too many crossovers. Things are going well. It looks like the Eagles really have hit like 3 home runs with their first couple of picks. They've drafted really well. I love what Detroit has done, even though he set up his draft board. I think the Patriots and Dolphins have had really solid drafts. The Seahawks have had a really solid draft. Tell me a little bit about yours. I know that you maybe had to set a draft board and haven't been around a whole lot, but are you happy with how your team has turned out so far?
Well, I'm in here trying to take a look at my squad right now, and what it looks like with my autopilot on, it's not letting me see. There we go. All right, I was able to toggle it. I was able to toggle it off and get in here. So let's go and look at, what we was able to draft. And of course we would, the CPU would draft me another corner. So, of course I went with Sean Harbor with my first pick. And I mean, I reached on it.
Good pick for the Cowboys right there.
Yeah, I reached on that pick. I mean, he's, slated as an 11th, true talent, and I got him at 10. So it's not too bad of a reach, but that's what the game gave me. 90 speed, but I mean, out the box, his man coverage is a 67. His zone coverage is a 73. So yeah, he's definitely not starter material, but I mean, he was a red chip prospect anyway. But I just was trying to follow my needs, so to speak. And yeah, I should have went with my wants. Since
you can't chase those needs in this Madden. It'll burn you. It looks like Bloop grabbed him, a really good quarterback right there. So Bloop, good luck, man. Pick the best guy, made the best man win. It looks like Dallas picked another really good player. Dallas has just went for solid depth picks, and it seems to have worked out really, really good for him. Britton Malone, 68 overall defensive tackle out of USC, a run-stopping kid. He did 41. Brady, 41 in the bench press. Brady, there's still a head-scratching thing that happened early in tonight's draft. It was pick number, I think it was like 28, 29, somewhere in there. The New York Giants. Did you see their selection?
No, I did not. Was this in the first round or
this was the first round?
Second.
The New York Giants took a halfback. Brady, you gotta explain that one to me.
I don't think I can explain that one.
Shatter records last year with a halfback.
I mean, yes. Yeah, I mean, yes, he did. But
first round.
Was it him making the pick, though? Was it him making the pick? That's
yes,
the question.
It was.
Okay. And then I couldn't even begin to tell you, man.
I'm very confused by that one. Nice pick there for Tennessee.
They for him to go after another back. I don't know, man. With the guy that he's got with Grant. He doesn't need anything else, especially if he has a solid backup. And yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know.
Ben Battle right in 292, going over the Tennessee Titans. And then Sean Cummings. Let's see what I got on Sean Cummings. Where you at?
59 overall.
Ooh, I did not. Yeah, this was not a good pick, even though he's had a lot of really good picks. Probably drafted for his size at 6'2", 193. Maybe he's a kid that doesn't make the team, or maybe you move him to safety and have like a backup safety, kind of like some of the other picks that we were talking about. So far, early in the draft, I know that you're still catching up from this afternoon, but I know that you've seen a few of the picks yesterday. Early in the draft, the Giants traded away their backup. I still don't understand why you would draft a halfback in the first round. That's just me. Anyway, what do I know? He wins championships, and I'm sitting at home watching the playoffs most of the time. Who early in this draft, who in the top 10 hit home runs?
Oh, I see. With that, I'm gonna have to go back into the transactions real quick and
We've seen a lot of those stud cornerbacks go early, right? San Francisco took one. I think out of the top 5, 2 or 3 of them went. Okay, Bill, thank you.
Yeah. Damian Green was a solid pick. I'm not sure if Dub needed defense, but I mean he went defense right away. Kai Davis, I think Kai Davis was actually the top corner, and he went to the Raiders with Jay Bowles. But
we've done a good job this draft too. All right, we're off into the 4th round, friends.
But I me personally, man, I would have to say, the team that really made a splash, man, to be honest with you, very well could be the new Texans owner, to be honest with you, man. I mean, he came into a pretty decent situation. I mean, he had 2 picks in the first round. He took a pretty solid wide receiver and then backed it up with a pretty solid right end at 27.
He even got a head dev guy in like the 3rd round.
And but I mean, again, teams like the Dolphins with their multiple picks in the 2nd round.
Not a lot of home runs for the Dolphins, but I do think he's drafted smart. I think he's drafted smart for his team.
Yeah. Packers had multiple picks in the
he's drafted
in the
really
2nd round, but he did a double whammy at right end. He got Archer and then came back with the next pick in the 2nd round and got Sergio. So I don't know if he really needed to double dip in the defensive end category. But that's their team, not mine. You know what I mean? Like
totally.
Yeah. So they have what they're looking for. But yeah, man. I mean, me personally, I would say my sleeper team is definitely going to be the Texans. I don't know anything about the new owner, and he's coming in with a team that was 9-7. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's not like they were, 6-10. You know what I mean, or less. So so he's definitely diving into a really, really good scenario.
Max Payne, wide receiver, goes over to the Miami Dolphins, and then Michael Garrison. Let me see if I can find Michael real quick. Michael Garrison, free safety out of Texas Southern. So Chicago continue to add to that defense. And he's going with the small schools there. Junior Man, I like this pick for the Eagles, who continue to hit home runs from, in my opinion. This guy was slated to go in the 4th round, and then kind of, I'm trying to make sure I got this right. Where's it at? Where's my rounds at? Talent. Here we go. was slated to go in the 4th round, and that's where he goes here, right? He goes early in the 4th round out of South Dakota, a run support kid, ran a 4.58 40, did 21 in the bench press. Some had him at 68. I actually had him at 106. Not a bad pick here, though, for the Philadelphia Eagles, who this is the season, right? You have all these good draft picks. He has some superstars on that team. If you go look, this is the season you got to put it all together. It's got to show up on the field.
Yeah, this is I'm kind of curious to see, what I'm able to do, if I'm able to, stay somewhat plugged in this final season. I know with my AAU schedule, it's been crazy,
Yep.
but I think I found a nice little happy medium to where I should be able to be a little bit more engaged this final season.
Junior Man is a hidden dev. I think it's his 3rd hidden dev guy that he's drafted this draft.
Wow.
Eagles, killing it, man. The nipple said he could get skipped. He takes Thomas Burrows, who I know had some hype coming out of Ball State. He ran a 4.5 4.40, did 22 in the bench press, 6'2", 234. So he has all the physical looks of what an NFL linebacker would look like. Looking back at some of my draft that I got left here, looks like I've got a receiver, Conrad Anderson, a defensive tackle, Tommy Williams, another defensive tackle, and Cameron Westbrook, and then a punter. First punter at the top of my list, Joshua Williams, and then one last defensive tackle in Juwan Cleveland. So a couple of defensive tackles here at the top of these boards, and not seeing the big run on defensive tackles that we thought we might see. A couple went early in this one, but it's about where it stopped.
Yeah, I'm over here, contemplating my next little pick here, and again, do you go with the want or do you go with the need?
Yeah, I mean, look, you start getting this late in the draft, you just trust your gut. You might as well take a shot. You're gonna miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You're this late in the draft. The chances of you getting some impact player that's day one starter or rookie of the year material, or it's pretty much over here in the OMFL, right? Those players are gone. Zach Nickerson, wide receiver. I'm sorry, wide receiver. Listen to me. Left end out of Notre Dame, 259. Actually, the son of Hardy Nickerson, Tampa Bay Buccaneers All-Pro, 27 in the bench press, ran a 4.7 640, and he looks to keep his father's legacy alive of being a thumping defensive player. At 67 overall, he's going over to the Los Angeles Rams to get some playing time as that team tries to rebuild.
Man, oh man. Well, you only live once, they say, right?
You only live once. Go ahead and hit that button.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is probably going to be a horrible pick. Whatever.
Jeff Long, did I see that right? Yeah, I had him ranked. Some boards had him at 72. I had him at 190. I did not have a high ranking. He ran a decent 40 from Texas A&M. Did decent in the bench press, but I don't know. You tell us.
Yeah, when it comes to blocking, it's not his thing, man. 46 impact, 58 pass, 49 lead. Yeah, he's not going to do a lot of blocking, but his speed is an 85. His catching is a 79 right out the gate. But he does have a 62 run block. Yeah, his break tackles a 71. But I mean, not a sexy pick. But I know we were down to, I want to say, 2 tight ends. So just trying to play averages here, trying to stay within that 3 tight end look. Yeah, because I'm pretty I'm pretty solid as far as like wide receiver is concerned, for what I utilize the wide outs for, and yeah.
3 back-to-back picks here that I actually liked a lot, especially Brandon Heck going from Boise State over to the Green Bay Packers, 65 overall. I think is going to be a solid backup there for Green Bay, who surprisingly has not went running back heavy this Madden and has went quarterback heavy instead. There goes our first punter right off the board. The best one on there, Joshua Williams out of Memphis. I don't know what you say about a punter, but he was at the top of my board. So good pick on the New York Giants or Jets.
Did we get any? Did we get anybody to? Did we get anybody to snag any fullbacks?
Oh yeah. There have been a couple went off the board, including one by me. So I think we've had 2 top of the fullbacks go off the board.
Oh yeah, because there was 2. There was 2 of them that went down. Oh, Jaden Leary, halfback, Florida A&M.
Yeah, I got 4.6040 on him, more of like a power back out of Florida A&M. Nothing to get too excited about. Probably just a career backup. Going to try to make his niche in the OMFL.
And what you got on this Zach Pierce for Washington?
Yeah, I really like this pick for Washington, and I was hoping he would fall to me a couple more picks. 21 in the bench press, 4.6540. God darn it, you Rob. I was really wanting this guy to be on my team. A tackler, a thumper, out of Maine, 6'1", 244. Great pick. He was going to be my guy on the next pick here in just a few. So we're starting to see some of these quarterbacks come off the board, which is interesting. So guys are trying to get those backups. A lot of really good quarterbacks left in free agency, mainly as backups, but still some players out there.
All right, so who do we get picked?
I'm going to let you talk for a second, my friend, and I'm going to figure out what I'm doing here.
All right, so it looks like we got Johnny Dawson. Comes off, wide receiver from Florida. Let me see if I can get my sheet open here. See if I can talk about this dude here real quick. Let me get something open here. Nate's get this pick in. When your phone loads slow. But yeah, so right now, Johnny Dawson, trying to get some information up on him here real quick. And then Nate's going to talk to us about his pick. Let me see if I can get over here to the stream. See if there's any guys in the chat that's got any comments. Just go ahead and use the phone here real quick. Let's see what we got. It says how does a person so Ross, if you want to, man, you just log into your PlayStation, log into your PlayStation and join the party that Nate's established, and yeah, man, ask you a few questions about your picks and whatnot. But yeah, yeah, come on in. Because my little draft sheet's not wanting to load, so 1-800 OMFL. Oh, talk to us, ladies and gentlemen. We got Mr. Cassidy off the draft board. Nate's gonna jump back in here. Talk to us about Mr. Cassidy there, Nate. Uh-oh. Smash was like, let me get in here.
Yeah, that one hurt. I argued with myself. I need a punter. Actually, this is going to sound crazy, and I know it is, but I'm okay with it. I actually like a punter with not great accuracy and a weak leg. And I know that sounds like counterintuitive, but like I kick so many balls out of bounds. It's like, give me a weak leg so I can pin you inside that 20, and accuracy doesn't bother me. Like I don't think accuracy even freaking matters in this Madden. So especially with our rules, it's like give me like an 85 to a 90 kick power punter. I'm good. And that's what this guy's gonna be. He's gonna move over to punter. My kicker is going to stay kicker. If not, if he's a punter, he's going to move to kicker because he's got like a 97 kick power leg. So I went ahead and went with that instead of the flyer on a cornerback who would be like 5th on my depth chart no matter what. Might as well take the rookie contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel you.
I mean, I could go in free agency, but you're going to pay $4 million for a punter or kicker or whatever. All right, Denver Broncos are up, and they take Randy. Did you say somebody joined? I thought I heard the deal go off.
Yes. Smash is in here.
What's up, Smash? Smash, I've been really impressed. Now, you haven't said a word, so maybe you're just here to listen, but I've been impressed with your draft, man. He's got to be invited to this party. So, Brady, if you want to invite Priest to the party, you can just go add member and invite Priest to the party if you have Priest on your friends list. If not, you got to add Priest to your friends list. You may not want to do that because, he's Priest. Just kidding. Braxton Parker, halfback out of UFC, going over to the New England Patriots, who clearly are just drafting for depth now. It's time to make a run. You're going to see all these teams: Seahawks, Bengals, Eagles, Rams, Patriots, like Dolphins, Jets. It's time to make a run. Like, this is the season that you go for it, pedal to the metal. And I will say, though, because next Madden, fingers crossed, we will be on next gen. I honestly don't think I can run. Nate will not play PlayStation 4 version of Madden 22. I will either just run the league or retire or start another, I don't know. There's no threats. I'm just saying I can't play this game on PlayStation 4 anymore. It is a different game on the new consoles. And so, man, these are going fast. I missed most of those.
All right, so he is so I sent him a friend request, but he's already in the party.
He's in this party?
Yeah, he's in this party with us. He may just have his mic muted.
Wait, who are we talking about? Huh?
Smash.
Oh, no. I'm talking about Priest.
Oh, Priest needed in. Okay.
Priest. I don't know why it's not letting me. I was trying to add Priest, but Adam Vogel, starting to see a lot of these guys come off the board now, going over to the New York Giants. And now we're going to be to pick number 28 here in the 4th round. Going to be off to the 5th round, and then hopefully these things are going to start flying by, and we'll get a good idea of what's left here. We got the Arizona Cardinals, the Carolina Panthers, the Tennessee Titans, Detroit Lions, and Kansas City Chiefs before moving into the 5th round. Bloop, you got you a hidden dev? Go ahead. Yeah, Ross, Madden on PS5 is so much better. It is such a better game. I know it's not flawless. Definitely has its flaws. But it is a very smooth game. The player movement, it's on another level, friends. It is different. It feels better. It just feels so good. No more are the days of cutting without losing speed. No more are the days of turning and sprinting and having that user speed burst. No more are the days of biting on a play action, being able to flip around and go chase down a pass 40 yards down the road. No longer can you cover sideline to sideline. No longer can you do these, because I see them all the time. See them in the OMFL Bowl where the play's supposed to go to gap A and it's cut back to gap C on the other side. Just can't do that. Priest, I can't do that. Right. So what you're doing right now, Priest, sending me a party chat, I cannot join that. It would mess everything up. So Priest, you got to come join this party chat some way, somehow.
Yeah, I was trying to Yeah, I was trying to add him, but yeah, it wasn't allowing me. Apparently
Skip
somebody
Maniac? Okay.
said, yeah, Skip Maniac.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's say he's been letting it go down every night, every pick. Artie Garrett going over to the Carolina Panthers. Clearly just going to be a backup and somebody he's just taking a flyer on. Micah Mitchell, cornerback out of Colorado State. 6'4", 640, 11 in the bench press. He's going to get a speed guy there going to Detroit. His uncle, his dad's brother, actually played in the NFL years ago from Colorado, played with the New Orleans Saints, and was a really good player here for quite a bit. Played cornerback and safety. Micah following in his uncle's footsteps, now coming over here to play for the Detroit Lions. Excuse me. Penguins is not around, right? Didn't somebody say that? No, I didn't see it, Ross. Freak, if you're asking me if I'm on Discord, I'm not during the draft show. Yeah, Murder, I don't see them going backwards. It's a pretty fun game. I actually played offline, and I haven't played Madden offline in a very long time, friends. Years, many years. I'm guessing he's not around, so I'm gonna skip him. Oh, good thing I didn't. Right as I was gonna skip him, he made the pick. Boy, good thing I didn't. Whew. All right, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this guy, Eric Stevens, defensive tackle, 3'12", 6'6" out of Arizona. Was supposed to go in the fourth round, middle of the fourth round, so he gets a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know the word. Value, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, it's totally gone. Now there's still like some weird things, but the zigzag running Ross is over. There's no.
Thank you, Jesus.
Total momentum.
Thank you, Jesus. The wiggle stick has been defeated.
The wiggle stick. I don't know. I haven't played a human, but any big cuts, you lose a lot of momentum. If you do wiggle stick, it's way more realistic.
Yeah, I just hate it. I hate that.
DM me, Ross. DM me the link. I'll check it out. The one glitch I had, Ross, is the franchise that I imported from PlayStation 4 actually imports owner information. And if those guys don't have a PlayStation 5, you can't boot them. Oh, my gosh. We just ran through 5 picks right there. I didn't see any of them.
Yeah, that was quick. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and these are freaking running through. Well, I'm gonna miss all those picks.
What you have on Brad Hall?
74th ranked on some boards. I had him at 171. 6'2", 300 out of Purdue. More of a pass blocker guy. A guy I wouldn't be surprised if they move him outside. He ran a 5.0440 and did 36 in the bench press. Yeah. Let's look at Marquise Randall.
Hopefully I can.
Nope, I actually don't have Marquise Randall out of Georgia. Man, Georgia Southern at 67 overall going to the Philadelphia Eagles. Gant, here's another guy I was hoping would fall to me, but Gant ran a 4.5440. I like that pick. Another really good pick. I was hoping he would fall, and he did not. So good pick there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that's the second year in a row that he's taken a guy that was hoping would fall a little bit later. Terrell Sapp, free safety. There you go, Brady, out of Penn State. A run support guy, ran a 4.6440 and did 15 in the bench press. Going over to the LA Rams to play over there. So it looks like we got our guy.
I'm going to make my pick.
You are up. I don't know, Priest, you got something. I think that's me in the background. So whatever that is, you're going to have to lower that all the way down because that is feeding back through the headphones and is brutal on the ears. Welcome to the OMFL Draft Show, Mr. Brady. Brady, listen to me because I'm looking at Brady's name. But Mr. Priest, Good draft for you so far. It sounds like that you've hit a couple of home runs. Tell me about it.
Can you hear me?
I can. Sounds like you're 900 miles away from it, but I can't hear you.
Yeah, I was just I needed to fill backup needs on defense, and I think I've filled that. That's the only reason I traded my first round pick away. My team was pretty much set. I just needed more second rounders to fill that. That's one of the reasons that happened. But after this draft, I'm hoping I can put it together.
Tell me about some of these early picks. Like I think you got a hidden dev guy in there. We seen you draft. Ouch! I don't know what that was, but we seen you grab a quarterback as a backup and some other like really solid
Hold
players.
on, Nate.
I'm sorry. Ryan, Brady.
There's a lot of feedback.
Brady talking? Or is that you?
No, he asked me to hold on.
Hey, Priest, if you could,
What's up?
are you able to mute the background?
Yeah, like I muted. If I mute it, I go like that. But then I can't hear you guys.
Are we doing this on like a PlayStation camera? Like, how are you talking to us?
I recommend some content to watch. To do a voice search, hold down the mic button while speaking.
Listen to Priest TV talk
Yeah, that's
to us.
it.
That's awesome. Are you talking
Yeah, it
to us
sounds like he's on the
like
camera.
a PlayStation camera?
Yeah, I'm on the camera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it
yeah.
is. Well, we'll see if we can't fight through it. Priest, it's your pick right now. We'll let you make that pick, and then we'll bring you back in.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's okay. You can skip me. I got auto arrest.
Well, there we go.
You can
Well,
tell me
tell
what I
us,
got.
tell us about some of those. Well, it went so fast I couldn't even see it. It looked like a wide receiver.
Yeah, I got two hidden devs out of my right outside linebacker, and like he's gonna be behind Kemp, which kind of sucks. But hopefully I can get him a couple snaps here and there. He's a hidden dev, and then that other right end that I picked was a hidden dev as well. All my defensive picks are pretty stout. They're all backups, so they're gonna have to work for their position and playing time.
Brady, I'm gonna let you take this one over just because I got a draft pick coming up.
All right, that's fine. So, what's your focus for this final season?
Well, my focus last season was not throw 78 interceptions, and I got that down to 34. And I threw more touchdowns, which is 36. So my goal is, if I can keep it under 20, you'll see me in the playoffs. Like I finished 7-9. I should have finished 12-4. Like that's how close my games were. It wasn't my defense losing the games. It was me on offense throwing a pick to you, and you getting 20 yards to score a touchdown. That's what I got to get rid of.
Got it.
Yeah. To do that, and I let my defense win the game for me, and let Kerr and Adams, Kerr to Corey, and then I picked this new slot up rookie receiver. That's what I was missing last season was a slot, so I'm hoping he can fill the weekend there too.
Now, I'm looking at your schedule.
Oh, I know. Cards first game.
Yeah, looks like we play week 4.
Yeah. We always got a good one going there. I picked up Gurley too, so Gurley's gonna help Jones run that rock.
Yeah, I believe I had a chance at some running back. I can't remember who. Somebody offered me something,
Yeah.
but I passed on it.
Yeah, I did have Dylan on the block, but nobody took him, so he's gonna be my fourth. He'll be my third down back.
Yeah, I think the Cleveland Browns, I believe, tried to offer me a little something.
Should be an interesting season.
And a lot of guys that offer me something, they always pull at my halfback heartstrings.
Yeah, we know you like that third guy that goes to that.
Man, dude.
We need to see some Brady. We haven't seen Brady in a while out there.
Man, to be honest with you, man, this last season was rough. I was super unplugged because I coached 3 AAU teams. So yeah.
I miss coaching, man. We're still locked down. Like, I haven't coached in 2 years. I miss it so much.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was coaching 3 different football teams at one point.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, I miss it.
Now I think Nate was able to get his corner. Talk to us, Nate.
Nothing to brag about. I mean, he's fast, but that's about it. He can't do anything else. Priest, tell us what to expect from your team. You say your team's set. You made some solid picks. So, what do we got the interceptions down? What do we expect for season 96?
To win those games, those close games, that put you either 7-9 or 12-4. Like, I had at least 5 that I should have won that I didn't. And it was because given those stupid interceptions, then you got 15 yards and you got a touchdown. If I cut that out, so my goal is just 20 interceptions or lower. I think I could be in the playoffs with that.
What are the answers for? Sorry, I was doing the wrong thing here. What are the answers for the Detroit Lions? Like, how do you stop the Detroit Lions and that defense, especially?
He's just like playing KC. So like a KC only beat me by 3. Like with him, it's the same. He scores, you gotta score, and then you just gotta make that. Hopefully, he makes that mistake before you. That's how you beat him. And hopefully, you get a little Madden luck.
What about the Chicago Bears? I know we got our boy in here, Smash. They have done a really good job of rebuilding that defense in this draft. What are your thoughts about the Chicago Bears?
Well, I don't know if he's been checked out or obviously Smash hasn't been putting up what he normally does. I don't know if it's ever since Trey came, but since Trey came, Trey's basically owned their division. And Bears went from 1st to 4th, so I think with these 2 solid additions he got with the defense, I think you might see him try to get that first back, but it's going to be tough.
Talk about the Minnesota Vikings.
He's like me. We beat each other up, and then he surprised me though. Like the Vikings beat the crap out of some high end owners, and then they'll lose to the owners they shouldn't lose to. I don't get the Vikings sometimes.
No, it can definitely be one of those up and down teams.
Like he'll crush a team. Like there was last season, he crushed. I think it was Mo or somebody. And then he played me the next week, and I destroyed him. And I'm like, I don't get it.
Tell me about the Arizona Cardinals. I know you don't play the Arizona Cardinals, but they definitely taken a couple of seasons off. Like he goes 16-0 last season, but then was away for the playoffs, like had to travel or whatever. Do you think this is the year that we see our guy D Money win another one?
Hey, hold on one second.
Ask me that question after that. Ask me that question after week 1 because I play him. And hopefully he's rusty.
He went 16-0. He didn't seem too rusty.
Hey, check this out. This whole thing with the Cardinals and D Money. It's ever since he won the championship.
He's going to call me on it, and I'm okay with it because I'm trying to be a little entertaining here. I think he has purposely not won because after he won the first one, he knew he could win, and then he was tired of all the heat that he gets from everybody, so he not won, and now people are leaving him alone. Like, right? They're not picking apart his roster. They're not talking about his gameplay, like all the crap he had to deal with, and so I think that's what's up.
Oh yeah, because there's no way in hell you go 16-0 and then you just decide to step away. Now maybe it was a family emergency, something like that. I get that, but if it was just to go out of town for a trip, like no, ain't no way.
It was a wedding. He was the bachelor. I don't know, something to do with the wedding, so he had to go.
Okay.
I agree with what Nate was saying for sure.
My goodness, these picks, like we just seen like 10.
Wow.
I guess everybody went on auto, so I can't. There's no way I can even keep up with what just happened. I guess everybody went on autos. This is going to be interesting to make my last two picks because I just missed like 20 picks that seem to go.
Hey, it's all good. Talk about this Divine.
Let's see what we
quarterback,
can find on
Colorado.
Divine. There's not a whole lot. These quarterbacks are not too bad. This was a red chip potential guy out of Colorado, 8th throw-in power, ran a 4.64 40, so he'll be a solid backup, I think, over there in Las Vegas. Sean Pittman, 6 foot out of 193 out of Chicago, North Dakota State. Slot guy, ran a 4.42 40, so he's clearly being drafted on speed potential. Well, Priest, tell us, how do you think the NFC is going to play out?
Trey, I think he'll be at the top. He's hard to beat. He loves that. I think I just need to figure. I think I figured I know how I'm going to beat him, but I suck at using linebackers. So maybe if you can make sure you don't throw to that tight end and make him throw to the receivers, you'll have a better game. But Trey, I'm going to go Trey 1. I'm going to go me 2. Probably the same as the Vikings, so it's hard to go over him. But I'm going to go Lions, Packers. Packers are going to squeak in with a wild card. Vikings, maybe a wild card also, and then I don't know about the Bears because he hasn't been there in a while.
Well, you heard it here first. Brady, what questions do you have for our boy Priest before we try to get Smash to come back in with us? It's always
I've already asked
up Smash from Priest. I just got to throw that out there.
Yeah, we need Smash here. Come on.
He already asked him some questions.
Now, hold on, Smash. We're going to get
thanks
to
for
you.
having me on, guys.
All right, man. Hey, later on, dude.
Thanks, Priest.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring on our buddy Smash. Smash, you were in, you were out, you were all around over here. But I don't even know if you heard this, but I think that you've had one of the top 5 drafts in this season. So tell me a little bit about your draft, and are we happy with the outcome so far?
First of all, I hope you can hear me. I'm at work on my phone on this.
Oh, nice.
PS
Yeah, we got you.
App. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy after I traded away Mac. I needed a pass rush. I had no type of pass rush. And, I was watching your draft chat. I'm kind of glad I did listen to it because I probably would have took that D tackle, which I probably didn't need. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I got a cornerback and I got that D end that's I'm gonna switch to a linebacker. 88 speed, 90 acceleration. So
yeah,
he's probably gonna play the left side.
I really like what you've built. Are you going 3-4 again?
Yeah, I switched back. I've been going back and forth from 4-3 to 3-4.
Okay.
But we're gonna stick with a 34.
Ooh, sorry about that. So tell me about that defense. Clearly, the last couple of seasons, you've let some guys, traded them away. You invested heavy in the draft in that defense. Do you feel like it's a finished product as we roll into the last season?
Well, look. There's no choice but to be finished. It's the last season, right? So I went heavy. I went heavy on offense. Tried to do something different. Had to deal offense because at the end of the day, if you look at the 4 teams in the division, my team has had the less skill talented out of all of it. Speed, all that. Only thing the Bears really have is Mac, to be honest with you. And a bad salary cap, bad everything, because in real life the Bears suck. So shit. And I'm a Bears fan, so I can say that. Nobody else outside the Outlaw. Yeah, we suck. Just like the Saints probably will go back getting the bags. All these Saints fans I'm surrounded with at work. But I guess I'll have to borrow a bag from them.
I don't know why you're picking on me. I don't know why you're taking jabs at me.
My man Smash. Hit him with some shots.
You can keep those jabs in your back pocket, man. I don't need all that. Smash, tell me a little bit about the NFC North. Trey has kind of owned that division. Priest is feeling confident about himself. Denbrew is building a good team. Tell me about it.
I hate to say it, but the last 4 or 5 games, I could have won those games. I was even up. At the end, I just started doing crazy stuff. even the game with C. Murder or Collins or whatever. You know, I don't know if he got frustrated that I took away that fast receiver he kept trying to go to. But, you know, I got a message, you know, hey, dude, don't message me if you got a problem at the end of the day. And I tell anybody, it's not the first time. If you have a problem and you feel like I'm not running FTR, and that's not only him, it's just anybody. I got a couple of guys like that, dude. Don't tell me, tell Nate at the end of the day. And I hate that, you know, I hate to bring that up, but it is what it is. But the NFC North is trading for me. King of the North. We'll see how that works with the abilities off. And I will say this. And I will say this. Hey, he walked into a good situation. Double no. You know, hey, he was drafted in the top 10. And that cornerback he brought in, when he got that step for step, it was over. You know, like I said, I have the least talent of all 3 teams. All 4 teams in the NFC North. It was a challenge for me this year. I mean, excuses like assholes, we all have them, right? So, you know, hey, and at the end of the day, I normally draft okay, and I didn't draft well. You know, outside of like, you know, my halfback, a wide receiver that I took, I needed a number 2, and you know, I got flack for that last year for taking him. You know, that was the big thing. Nate was like, "Why are you taking him?" I was like, "Dude, I needed a second receiver because everybody, you take away Faulkner, I had nothing. You stop my run, Faulkner, you take away him, I had nothing. So I had to get somebody to compliment him." So,
Brady, I'm gonna let you take over so I can make my pick real quick.
Yeah, but go ahead. What you got for me, Brady?
Hey, man. Well, first off, you know, it's real easy to jump in and start asking questions about the game. But how are you and the family doing? You know, with everything kind of opening back up, you know, with the COVID and everything.
Man, you know, my daughter's still at home. She's 16. I let her make that decision. I'm vaccinated. You know, I got my second shot. I'm good. Everybody's gonna probably get the shots. Probably when the daughter out of school, my wife and daughter will get that. Family's doing good. How about you?
Man, hey, we blessed, man. We just hanging in there, you know, doing our little sports things, but you know, trying to stay as safe as we can.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, look, you gotta get back to Brady. It's gonna be between you and the Titan. You know, I'm sorry I had to send Mac over there, but I needed some cap space and some draft picks, buddy. And I mean, he got Mac. He just seemed to take off, which hurt me. So, you know, I had to do what I had to do. I had to get a pass rush because the guy I got now, before I drafted this linebacker, had 91 finesse move, but no traits. So I don't know if that affected him or not, but we'll see. Like I said, with these abilities off, we'll see how pass rush works. But I needed something, and on defense, because I've been offensive heavy and neglected my defense. So, but like I said, the man of the hour or the man of the year is Trey. I mean, he made a run, and now the pressure's all on him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, hey, Priest is gonna be Priest. If he could stay out of his way, he could be better than what he is. And Denbrew, me and him probably got the same style, so we kind of like knock each other out. And I think since I play him in the deuce, he kind of has figured me out. You know what I like to do and take away, and I figured him out what he likes to do, and I take his stuff away. But, you know, he beat me pretty handily one game, but in the last game we played, like I said, I could have won that, but I didn't try too hard last couple of games. So what was the point? I mean, I tried, but I didn't try. So, I mean, so what was the point? What's the point of me going 7-9, and I'm missing guys that I need? You know, I didn't tank, but I didn't try. So I put it like that. I can't go in the game, man. It's just like, hey, I'm not gonna try. I can't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
Because you know, man, you know how it is. Some guys you just don't want to lose to. It's like I can't lose to this dude. I lose. I'm not losing to you.
Right. So what's your outlook on the season? Like this upcoming season, man. What are you hoping?
You know, I was watching the Super before, and I don't give bad FDR, but I guess, I'm going to start doing what everybody else do. I mean, if you're going to start going through your back, check downs and stuff like that, hell, sometimes things change. I don't read the DM or look at the rules, but hell, I just assume, one time we opened it up to the halfbacks and tight ends, but I guess enough people start complaining about it. It's something to look out for now. I'm not calling anybody out, but Priest said it, and certain guys do it. And like I said, I didn't call the name out, but going back and thinking and watching, like, dude, really? So that's the thing. But like I said, I don't give bad FPR unless you just do something egregious. Because in the end of the day, we get in the moment, and if you're not throwing, the same play or the same thing on third down, I really don't care. Because basically, it's a video game. You know what I mean? So if you just constantly, and it's no big deal to me. I give it all fives unless you just do something stupid.
So out of all your picks you've done had so far, who would you say is that it piece?
It piece? I don't know. Like I said, I was watching that video from Nate this morning that he did. And it wasn't really any good offensive lineman, but that center I got, I guess, I can't check because I'm on auto, and I was on my Vita. But I think that center, I think his pass blocking was a B+. And like Nate said, I got a left tackle out there at 59, right tackle out there at 59 speed. That's not going to work. But we'll see. I took him. He was a red diamond. And I think that'll help my offensive line. But at the end of the day, with me, like it's all about running and defense. And I think the two guys I picked up in the first round really going to help my defense, considering Kyle Fuller went down to 89 speed. And, 89 speed, it probably a working zone, but, I like to play a lot of mix it up with man. And you play certain guys, they know the mismatches. So, especially
for sure.
Like Trey and even, all the guys here, everybody's pretty good. Certain guys that you play, they know how to, take things away or go against your weakness. And then now, cornerback and pass rush was my weakness. I got and if anybody need any linebackers, come see me. So I got a bunch of them. I might have to get rid of some of them. So,
for sure.
At the end of the day, that guy that I picked up at DN, Mac, I forgot it, Garland, I think he's going to be a game changer. And, I'm looking at like, dude, I wish we had one more year. And by the way, Priest, I'm not finishing last this year. And
Take that, Priest.
Yeah. Hey, no, man, Priest good, which is kind of funny, man, we had our thing, man, but surprisingly, man, we talk all the time. We good. I mean, this is a good community, man. At the end of the day, you're going to have those rivalries. Some guys that you just, in your division that you want to, like, go through the screen and punch them in the face. But at the end of the day, hey, you know what I'm talking about, man.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, no, for sure.
Twice, you just want to, like, dude, come on, man. You know what the guy going to do is just frustrate the shit out of you. I'm sorry. Can I say that? Yeah. Frustrate the shit out of you, man. Like, dude, come on. And you just want to punch him in the face. But, dude, but I had, like, and I know I'm probably repeating this, but everybody in my division was on my ass, And so, like, dude. But the funny thing about it is, when I wasn't winning, nobody had a problem. Man, you get along like I have, man. There's certain guys that, everybody, if you talk about them, they get a pass. But if you really don't, like, talk about them, and you're like, oh, how's he winning? Dude, I can play. I've been playing this game since 1992. I play football. I coach football. I mean, I can play. It's just that I'm not on that. I don't have the time to put in, and I'm not on that level. I know my role in this league, and I'm gonna beat some guys. I'm gonna compete. But at the end of the day, everybody here, there's nobody here that plays a perfect game. And at the end of the day, the game, it's a getaway for everybody, and we all gonna get frustrated. And the only thing I do is ask, like, dude, if you have a problem, calm down. Do not text anybody after a game, especially, frustrating, because at the end of the week, we're men, so we're all competitive by nature. So do not text the other guy after the game and tell him like what you did. If you had a problem, just hey, cool off and think about it more. Because you got one finger pointing at me, how many pointing back at you? Let's just have fun. Let's just have fun. And back in the day, as Nate used to say, let's keep the thirst to a minimum. We all thirsty, though.
For sure.
I just like calling in. I hadn't called in a while. I'm just blabbering, just talking crap, man.
You good, man.
You know what it is, man. Just keep it live. But at the end of the day, I think at the division, I think Trey's gonna finish first, and it's a toss-up with the rest of the team. So the main thing over here is we all looking up at Trey, so we got to figure out that beats right there. So.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome, man. Hey, Nate, I know it's been a second ago, man, but your pick, man. Talk about that last pick you had in the 6th round.
Oh, I mean, he was terrible. Like, he was fast. I was just picking by, like, best overall ranking of, like, where they were selected to go. So he was originally supposed to go in the 4th, then got ranked down to the 7th. We were in the 6th. I'm like, you might as well take a shot. So he can't cover a wet blanket, but he can run. And so we're going to give him the punt return duties and kick return duties and let him go run. And that's about all he's going to do.
Heard that.
Well, Smash, I'm excited to see your team bounce back. I'm excited to see this new defense. Man, we were running through picks here in the 7th round, so we're going to be off to week number 4 of the preseason before we know. I appreciate you coming and joining us here on the show. And, yeah, I'm always excited to see Priest, doing what Priest does. That's playing really good defense. I do have one last question before we let you go. I know that you tried to tank, and you had to make some moves there with your defense. But talk about Jordan Love. He didn't come up in this conversation at all. Have you got over the hump with him? Like, are you past the building? Can he win in this league, or is he still like a hot mess sometimes?
I guess I'm like the real Bears, man. Quarterback is not my priority in Madden, which is crazy. And I guess I'm like the real Bears. I like to run the ball. And, I just need a decent quarterback. And at the end of the day, he's a decent quarterback. It's not him, it's me. Like you said on a press pass live, I just need to do what I do. And I got these weapons, and I'm thinking, dude, I just need to get the ball to this guy and this guy. Nah, man, just do what I do. Just run the ball, make smart plays, and try to go deep. I catch guys every now and then. I take my shots. And, in this, man, you really can't take shots like that, unless you just got certain guys. Certain guys know how to put guys in position. My thing is defense. I'm not an offensive guy. I mean, look at Rob. Rob can put that one receiver all over the field and make plays. That's not me. And for some reason, I can't do it. I'm not an offensive guy. I'm a defensive guy. So at the end of the day, Jordan Love is just there as a caretaker. I wish he had a little bit more speed so he could take off, but, he does his job. It's just the offensive coordinator and the coach who's effing it up. So,
Well, talk about your running game before we let you go. You think that running game is going to bounce back this year? Is it going to support that offense?
I got Brimble, and I think that was the second halfback taken that draft. I think Brady got the better of the two halfbacks. Brimble didn't come on into his second year. I mean, I got him because he was like all-around back. I was trying to make him into a power back, and he had one fantastic run against Detroit, man, that blew me away. I'm like, yeah, I got him all set now with run and power, but not over like Derrick Henry style, but just enough, probably like, I hate to say it, like sweetness. Walter Payton could run by you with speed and hit you, but he wasn't Earl Campbell. So and I think that's what he hit that sweet spot for me. And I wanted that one halfback that I think the Titans took. I think Saban, the guy named was Saban. And because I knew I wasn't going to get Jose, I think, or whatever his name was. I think he was like graded at 7.5. I think he ran like a 4.45. But And I think Saban ran a 4.43 with a power back. I mean, you rarely find a power back like that. And he was slated in the 5th round, but I didn't have a 2nd round pick. And I was going to take him in the 2nd round, but I had a 3rd round. So I got 2 safeties. My draft board was set. Safety was, I traded away what's the guy I traded away that I got from the Titans? Get my that top 10 pick. I forgot. But I traded him away. I got a safety. But we might move Kyle Fuller to safety. So at the end of the day, man, I just want to be respectable and try to get a wild card first, hopefully. And, maybe I can nab one. We'll see.
Well, we're pulling for you, man. I appreciate you being on the show. And let's go get ready for season 96, which starts here in just a couple minutes.
All right. Peace out.
Thanks,
all right, later
Smash.
on, man.
We appreciate you, man.
Amen.
All right, Brady, we're it. This is it. We're at the end. It's over. Good draft. Good draft show. Not a lot of folk. I know, like, the last couple of years we've had a ton of people here, and it's just kind of me and you for most of this, and me for the first part. But overall, there's a lot of activity in the chat, which was really good to see. My last couple Press Pass lives have been like me and 2 other people who haven't been talking. So it's good to see people replugging in here for the last draft. Hopefully, we'll be able to move over to the next gen, next Madden, because I think guys would enjoy that game a whole lot more. And just overall, man, it's been a good one, and I think this one's going to be an interesting season. I just think, with overalls being so high now, because we did make it fairly easy to build players, abilities just became too overpowered. And so
for sure.
I think we dropped the ceiling a little bit, we raised the floor a little bit, and we kind of compress everybody just a little, not a lot. Because if you had a guy with abilities, you still got a stud player. It's not like he's not good anymore. You're just not going to get those crazy, like, quarterbacks don't throw interceptions and the stupid defensive tackle one where they just bust through no matter what. Like, those stupid things are going to go away, and now we're going to see who can really do it. So I'm interested. I'm excited. I'm ready to do it, man.
Yeah, I'm even I'm a little bit excited because I'm not sure if you've seen the BS I was able to pull off. But Jared Bonner, my 6th round pick, he was a left tackle. He was a hidden dev. Don't ask me how I did that. Boy, that was some
nice
pull a rabbit out of the hat bullshit. And then my last pick in the 7th round was a hidden dev running back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, baby.
Is that going to be a backup, or is he going to get some playing time? Because, I mean, you have a stud over there.
Oh, dude. Like, he's definitely going to be a backup for sure. But, yeah, man. Yeah, he's definitely going to be a backup, but I can't wait to see what I'm able to do with him since he is hidden dev. I mean, yeah, sky's the limit, It's just a matter of, what we're able to put together. But, I mean, in the end, it's the final season. It's just, my mission is get back to the playoffs. That's my mission, get back to the playoffs.
I hear you loud and clear on that.
You could, I could be, stupid and naive and be like, oh man, I'm running for the division. Like, the only way I'm going anywhere near the division title is if, Titans disappear, work engagement or something, you know what I mean? And then I don't even know who the heck this Roger T is. Like,
he's going to be a good player. He comes over. He's the commissioner of the NBC. Really awesome, just human.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about him as a player, but he'll be a good player. You're going to like him as a person too.
Well, no, because I'll be the first one to tell you, anyone in the O that wants, how do I want to say this, that wants a challenge, like if they really think their stick skills is like,
go to the NBC.
Like, you really think your stick skills is good, jump into NBC, and them boys over there will make you miss make you miss your like your life choices. They'll make you like really rethink those life choices because, dude, it's survival of the fittest over
I
there.
sometimes wish D
Like,
Money would go over there. Just like leave us alone, man. Go win championships over there. Go beat up on them for a bit.
I don't think it's that. No, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he'll definitely compete. He'll definitely hold his own, but it's a different beast over there in the NBC. It's a different beast in the ATG. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they get to use the buttons.
Yes, they do.
and oh, my favorite thing. Oh, there is no roaming rule. There's no roaming rule.
You can do whatever
and then
you
there's
want.
definitely no hit stick rule.
Yeah. So you can be clicking and hit sticking and doing anything.
Oh boy, we tearing some up. Oh boy.
Well, I'm excited for season 96. I'm excited that hopefully we'll be able to make the full switch over. Again, you know, my words are that like I would prepare the OMFL to go to PlayStation 5, and worst case what'll happen is the Deuce may, you know, again, I'm just talking out loud, the Deuce may go keep on 4 if there's not enough of you that can get a 5, and those guys move down to the Deuce to play 4, and the guys can move up to play 5. I can't play this game on 4 again. I just can't. I can't go another whole Madden on 4. The game is too different. It's way too different. So here's one idea I'm going to toss out there, and then I'm going to give the schedule. I think I've kind of made the decision tonight after hearing Smash yet again gripe about FPR. I'm going to pass a couple new FPR rules. Number one, it's already a rule, but I'm going to clarify it. There's no messaging during a game, just period. Like if guys break rules, unless it's like the only time I think it could be an exception is if like you see the same rule broken 4 or 5 times, and then it's like, hey man, I'm trying to think what rule you would. You threw outside the numbers 3 times in a row. Like chill out. Like, but again, 99.9% of it you shouldn't message. The number 2 thing is I think we're going to move away from just feedback forms. Feedback forms are going to be required. We got to have a way to track it. But I think if you submit something lower than a 3, so a 3 or lower, a 4 is fine, but 3 or lower, you're going to be required to take that person to FPR court. And we will have a chat. You will send me a message. You will say that you submitted a 3 or lower. Those people would be, well, actually everybody. I'm probably going to keep everybody in there. And you'll have to present your case. And the other person will have to present their case. And I will give the ultimate ruling. And if you're ruled against, you'll change your FPR grade. If you're ruled for, that person will get a warning, and we keep on moving. So I think we're going to push for y'all to figure it out in a PM or DM together, but it seems like that doesn't happen around here. The guys get real personal about it. So we may just try OMFL court for a bit and see how that works and go from there. So here's the schedule real quick, and then Brady, I want to get some final closing thoughts from you before we wrap it up. We are going to get off into week 1. Matter of fact, we're just going to do that right now because everybody can adjust their rosters as we go. Injuries are off already. I did those last season. I do need to reset confidence, so you're going to get a little bit longer of a break right here. But as soon as I'm ready, at least in 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead and advance to week 2. And then every 5 minutes from there, you're going to advance to week 3 and then week 4. And week 4, we're going to stop. No picking up of free agents until we get to week 4. Free agents that are, the board is going to have to help me. Dakota, help me out in chat. I think it is 69 and lower can be picked out without a form. 70 and above have to have a form submitted for them. Chris, we should be good on XP. I reset all of this. Yeah, it's all set. It's good. Yes, abilities are off. Injuries are off. Chat's talking to me. Injuries are off. Abilities are not off, but they will be off right now. Where's it at? Did I pass it up? I think I did. Right here. There's what I'm looking for. Abilities are now off. And we're going to actually turn these on. Turn off. Oh, no, turn on. That's right. We allow all these on now. So I'm actually going to override your settings, keep those on. 67, thank you, Bill. 67 and lower, you can pick up free for all. After we get to week 4, don't touch it yet. And then 67 and above, you have to submit a form. Get your team set to 53. Get your practice squad set where you want it. And if your team signed some players week 1 through week 3 that you didn't sign, the computer did, even though it's supposed to be off, go ahead and cut those players. And let's get ready. Play week 4 if you can play week 4. I may make some slider changes. I'm going to go make a decision tonight on that. Just because there's been like 4 updates or 5 updates that came out this season, and we haven't touched them. We left them alone. So there may be some things that we tweak a little bit. So that's where we are. Brady, give me some closing thoughts, buddy.
Man, I can't wait for Daddy Leagues to update so that way we can see who.
Bill's probably done that 20 times already.
who locked down the Daddy League draft title. But man, I mean, again, for me, for the Jags, it's just going to be a matter of building the roster to where we can compete one last little season. Hopefully my quarterback play can match some of the hierarchy in our in our division, but I'm not a passer first. But I will tell you, I mean, it is fascinating, having a stud player that I drafted in a cycle. Because, I mean, outside of Kratos, that was like my, greatest pick of all time. And then, that was on defense. Now I'm able to actually, follow it up with, B-Mo and a running back.
Yeah.
I mean, I got this dude, to a 99 overall. But, as far as AFC is concerned, the power brokers are still there. You have Chiefs' numero uno. Unless he's lost some pieces, I mean, he's there to stay. Then, of course, he's got some people breathing down his neck in Colin. Gave him a run for his money in the playoffs. Then, of course, you have other teams, Dolphins and Browns and other teams like that, the Titans, Texans. So I mean, there's a lot of good teams that are challenging the Chiefs, but unless they can put together a defensive masterpiece, dude, like I just don't see anyone dethroning him right off top. And then the NFC being the flagship conference. It'd be interesting to see if D Money can just forget about all the noise and just go after and win it. You know what I mean? Like, man, who cares? This is the last season. Like, stay plugged in, go 16-0, trying to win a perfect season. Like, don't go 16-0 and then step away. I would love to see him stay plugged in enough to where he's able to finish the deed. That's my request. But I mean, he still got other people in that division that are playing lights out ball. I mean, you're still a solid team. I know you've had some changes to your roster, but of course you have Dallas, the Giants. Hell, you got Detroit. I think Tampa Bay even played some good ball this year, I believe, if I remember correctly. But I mean, there's a lot of teams that are taking shots at the throne over there, man, for the NFC, and it's just going to be interesting to see if anybody else can, take it away from the Chiefs in the AFC. So,
Yep,
So, yeah.
I think that the NFC is the tougher division. I think that it is an
Yeah, hands
easier
down.
road in the AFC, and it'll be interesting to see, can the AFC step up and make that a harder road to travel for teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Can the Titans
for
get
sure.
over the hump? Can some of these other teams kind of get over the hump? So do us a favor, friends, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed, give us a subscribe. Make sure even leave us some comments. All the likes and the comments matter. YouTube looks at those things and throws it into their little code that they have that spits out videos to new people to get it exposed. Look for some new things to come out. I'm working on some plans. Brady's somebody I'd love to figure out how to get involved, but so is Pooty and some other guys in our community. But we're going to try to really step up kind of our like gaming news. So, you know, PlayStation 5 news, Madden news, you know, probably even news around PUBG and some other new shooters like Battlefield that's going to be coming out. So we're really going to try to step up some of our game. And then what I did yesterday was a freaking blast. Like, that was totally... Like, my wife went to bed early. I wanted to test out some things because I have some new settings I'm still playing around with. And so I was like, I'm just going to do a stream, talk about the draft for 30 minutes and test out my new settings. And I think we ended up staying on for almost 2 hours. And it was a blast. Just like talking with chat, going through, just like having a conversation. It was so much fun. I think I may try to do a couple more of those, even if it's like the Press Pass Live. That's the version it takes on. That's what I'm trying to do with Press Pass Live. I'm trying to get you guys to come talk with me and make it more of like a conversation piece and chat about where we are as a league. And look forward to the day AAU chills out so that our boy Brady can make some more OMFL news. I miss the OMFL news. So I'm looking at you, OMFL, to make some content. I'm calling all of us out. Last year, for all of us, myself included, was an extremely down year. I will process at least raw material, the incentive winners, the Pro Bowl. It's going to be raw. It's going to be ugly, but I'm going to try to get that out tonight so that you have it. And I'll make the graphics and stuff later on, probably this weekend when I get some more time. So thank you guys. Have fun. Let's go play week 4 of the preseason here in a couple minutes. And have a good time. So Brady, I appreciate you, buddy. Take care. Take care of that daughter of yours. Take care of that AAU team. And let's get you back with us as soon as life allows you, buddy.
Hey, no doubt, man. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for having me. And peace, everybody.
Peace, guys. Have a great rest of your week.